All right, I think we can start. So welcome everyone to our 23rd weekly DeFi call over the Freeton. We have quite an agenda today. So we have several interesting topics to discuss. So let me just go briefly through the agenda and then we will start. So first of all, I would like to announce that we will launch the Ethereum Bridge Stage 2 contest. So somehow we forgot about this, and in fact we almost finished this and presented this on the demo. However, we need to still launch this contest because the next stage is also approaching, where we will have the governance models and economics implemented. Next topic is a Dune Swap contest with Fabrice today here with us, so we will discuss this as well. Just a kind reminder on the Polkadot Bridge Stage 2 contest. So now it's voting time. It's only 7 days left. So guys, please don't just miss this opportunity to check and see what guys did and what they submitted. And this time, I hope it will also be fine. Next, we will shortly touch the external jurors involvement in the DeFi contests. And finally, I would like to devote some time to discuss bug bounty programs for all the technical solutions developed within our sub-governance. I will start with the first topic on the agenda, which is Ethereum Bridge Stage 2. So just to remind, so the second stage is named token transfer between two blockchains. And in fact, it is a chain contest, meaning that only the teams who has won any prize place on the first stage of the implementation is eligible to participate in the second stage. So actually, this means that only Brox's team is allowed to participate in this contest. So I think it's fine if we make it with a short term, like 1 month, I guess, just to let us finalize all the things and make it polish it a bit. As we have shown during the demo last time, the bridge is now fully functioning. Of course, it is only the first release, and we have got a lot of feedback from you guys, and that's really cool. So we discussed it internally, and that was really fine. The most criticism we've got is that we still have some admin keys just to update contracts in the blockchain. We have slightly touched this during the demo, but let me maybe clarify this a bit deeper. So to implement governance model, it will take something like 3 months of work of the team, and because it's not the easy task. And that's why currently we have, of course, some simpler architecture, and it will go definitely. And after the governance model is ready, it will become duly decentralized. Yeah, we like this term in the Freeton. So meaning that all the bridge contracts updates from that moment will be controlled only by the voting by the relay network. And guys are approaching this task already, so I hope that they will be able to start in coming weeks. And now to finalize the second stage, so we formally need to run the contests and apply this work. We also run a minor bug bounty program. So actually, we didn't expect that much activity, and I really appreciate this. And we are still collecting the feedback and just grouping it. So I just beg your pardon that we didn't announce yet the results because there's so much information. So I hope we will do this by end of this week, definitely. So nobody will be forgotten, I promise. Next thing that we would like to discuss today is a Dune Swap. So Fabrice shared with us the proposal. So Fabrice, maybe you just make some intro and describe a bit about the partnership with Dune. So what will be the outcome of this contest?
Yes, so indeed I am part of the Dune community. In January, we had a vote on chain in Dune on Freeton, and to decide that the two communities should be merged. And as part of this proposal, there was the idea that there would be a contest to develop a swapper, so that every Dune token would be converted into a free ton crystal token. So it's not really a swap in the same sense as the bridge between Ethereum and Freeton. It's not about having Dune tokens on Freeton, but to convert them as to Freeton tokens. So the idea is to onboard the Dune community inside the Freeton community. So of course that has started already. There are some members that are already part of a few sub-governances, and they are also involved in contests. But to be completely included, the merge has to happen. So I think that now we really have to do that as fast as possible. So what I did is I took a copy of the Ethereum Bitcoin bridge contest, and I modified it to fit for the swap with Dune. And so I submitted it on the forum also. And so the first questions I got was about the bridge with Tezos. So Dune is a fork of Tezos, but the technology, especially the smart contracts, are a bit different in the sense that the language for Dune is much more powerful than the one of Tezos. So it's easier to write contracts on Dune than it is on Tezos. So I think that we shouldn't try to create immediately a bridge with Tezos in this contest, because I cannot estimate the time it would take, and I can estimate the time it would take for Dune, which is a few weeks or something like that, and so I would prefer, so it's my opinion, of course, to have the two separated. And the other reason is that, to my knowledge, there is not so much DeFi on Tezos at this point. They had a bug in their token wallet recently, and they had to clean it. So I think it's not that urgent to have a bridge with Tezos. So I think the two contests could be separated, and the bridge with Tezos can be done later, and especially as the people from Dune have a better knowledge of Tezos, they will be able to also compete in that contest. So I think it makes sense to have the two separated. So that's for the introduction. I don't know if, well, of course, if you have questions, I am here today, so I welcome any question and feedback on the idea is to see how to go forward now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, I have looked through a proposal, and I have few comments. So the first one is normally we have the contest split in several stages. So the first one is the design and architecture stage, where we just collect the best architecture to implement this. So, and saying that this kind of tool will not be that complex as a bridge one, for example, as a fully functional bridge. I think that the period to implement this can be really shorter, and I don't really know if we need this stage now taken at according to the proposal that was taken by the main governance. So the merger should just end in under 3 months. So I don't know from which moment in time the counter has started. So I cannot judge it by myself if it's feasible or not. So maybe Mita, who's here, can just give a comment on this. So Mita, what do you think? Should we have some architecture stage, at least even shorter one, before we run the implementation?
I always prefer architecture stage, you know.
Yes. So maybe what we will do, so we will run the architecture stage for 2 weeks contest, just to collect some information, because I bet there is not so many experts in Tezos smart contracts here for now. I hope that the number will grow significantly after the merger. And this case, in this case, Fabrice, I invite you just to deliver this information to Tezos and Dune development teams who will be participating in this contest, and they will be writing the implementation, so they could come and participate. And the more participants is the better. So actually. And then we will launch 1 month in the implementation stage. I think 1 month is more than enough for this purpose. And this way, I think we will cope within the time frame that was announced from the main governance. The next point I will address is that normally before launching the contest, so we preliminarily talk to a number of teams explaining what is this contest about and how it will be run, what you need to do to participate, just to ensure that at least several teams will come and participate. And will you be able to do same for Dune developers?
So I am not sure to understand who I should contact. So clearly there is the team of Origin Labs that will be competing. The other teams, well, I don't know. I don't think that, well, they have to come from the Freeton ecosystem, I think. So they are here today in some way.
In fact, anyone can participate who has enough knowledge on how to do this.
Okay.
So if it's possible to distribute this information across Dune community, there will be such a contest. And so please, guys, come participate in the design stage and then the implementation stage. So you're welcome. And taking the specificity of this contest, so we will need to select, I guess, one winning solution that will be used to perform the transfer of tokens, to the swap of tokens, and it should be also duly governed. So
sorry, I didn't get the last.
Governed. I mean that this is the point where the huge amount of money will be transferred, yeah, and it should be I think done under the control of some people, or some reputable people from both sides, and this is also should be tackled within the architecture stage. So how it will be done, because this is not clear for me from the proposal. And last but not least, we have done a lot of improvements in our procedural parts in the DeFi sub-governance, and I will share with you an example of recent contests, how we do this. So just briefly speaking, it will mean we will just need to get rid of half of text from the proposal and just put the reference to some specific document, which just summarizes all of these main blocks. And that's it. In all the rest, yeah, it's a nice proposal, and if we just tackle these 3 points, so it's fine. One more thing is that as it will be funded from the main governance, so we will just need to write this specifically inside. So, and maybe we will formally run this under the main governance interface, but the jurors groups will be from DeFi and from DevX. So, yeah, so I will do my best to just update your proposal this week, hopefully tomorrow, and just will drop the updated version in the group. So to make everything.
So what I understand is that there will be a first contest of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So starting next week in some way for the architecture, and then the next contest will be the implementation itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And as a result of the implementation, can we? Do you think we can get something that every team will in some way deploy their solution on the networks?
I don't know.
So we will choose between them.
Yeah, we will see. This should be the outcome of the design stage. So on how this should be done, and this is why this stage is also crucial, because it helps you to prevent a lot of mistakes at the implementation stage. So you will have several teams competing with the proposed architectures that will be tackling these governance issues, that will be tackling this issue of how to this source code should be used, whether it will be just one interface or multiple interfaces or whatever. So I don't have the answer now, but that's why we run design stage first, actually. Yeah, so and at the end, so we will definitely achieve our objective. Guys, do you have any questions to Fabrice, please?
Yes, I have questions about Dune network and maybe about developers team in Dune network. How many team you have, and what we should do if we want to move with teams to Freeton network, because we need a lot of developers and a lot of want to create a lot of project in our ecosystem.
So, so there is the main team, which is Origin Labs, who I am part of. And I think that for the other teams, I know at least 2 other projects that are on Dune that are being developed. One is actually already have already been retargeted to Freeton. So I think that team, I will contact them because, of course, they have both knowledges. And for the other one, I don't know exactly what they're doing right now. At this point, so of course, Dune being a fork of Tezos, there are all the teams from the Tezos ecosystem. But at this point, it's not clear whether they are going to want to participate in this contest. I mean, they are focused on Dune, on Tezos, so it's not clear the technology of Tezos is if they know it, they are able to use it for Dune, so they can be part of it. But I can't tell if they are going to participate. So for the developers themselves, I think there are only 3 small teams, one big and 2 small ones in the community. So one of is already part of Freeton in some way right now. So I don't know if it my reply feels what your replies to your question, but
yes, thank you.
Good. Any other questions, guys? 3, 2, 1. No. Thank you, Fabrice. So, and yeah, we have one hand raised. Sanzor, please.
Yeah, hello. I wanted to ask a similar question, but not about the dev teams, rather about some projects that are that can bring more publicity or PR or, well, other things that need to be attended in Freeton, as well as any other developing project. In case we have this merge, we'll need to sort of unify the forces to attract more people and to attract more user base, and possibly to attract, I don't know, Tezos user base as well, and similar blockchains that are looking to have real use cases. So my question is about the non-development part of the community. Is it, yeah, can we? What are the benefits that we can have from this? If you can comment on this, thank you.
Well, the benefits are that I think that the Dune community in some way is a complementary of the Freeton community. They are very active. Indeed, most of them are coming, well, not are coming, are both in Tezos and in the Dune community. So I think that the good thing with that is that there will be a bridge between also Tezos and us, well, on Freeton, and also they are well, they have well, the community is very active on well, they have a Telegram, a Discord, and all these channels as in Freeton, but they are more from Western European countries. France also a lot, of course. Well, Tezos is a lot in France. So I think I mean we already have Ben who is very active in the Freeton community now, with was our former well, what's the name for that, communicant, well, a technological evangelist. So now he's a Freeton evangelist, and I hope that a lot of people like him are going to come from the well, of course there are validators also. We had a lot of validators on Dune, so the Dune validators are in some way easier to run because they are less demanding than on Freeton, but some of them are very interested in becoming validators on Freeton. And so I think it's important also for Freeton to have more validators coming from this part of the world. And well,
Definitely.
well, they are, right now they are waiting for the tokens to be on Freeton, so they cannot yet. Well, so I know that I have started to work with some of them on the Rust node contest, but still we are blocked in some way by the by our tokens being on Dune and not on Freeton.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Fabrice. Thank you, Anzor. Any other questions? No. Well done, Fabrice. Thank you so much for your feedback. So as promised, I will just provide you with my feedback soon, soonish, hopefully tomorrow. A lot of things to be done. Yeah, so but we will do our best to run this as soon as possible. Now let's move to the next topic. So as I said, the Polkadot Bridge team, Wintex team has published the thing for the second stage to the governance interface, and the voting is open for 1 week already. So there are still not so many votes. So I invite everyone who is on the jury team to participate and invest their time, just run all the source code and check. So 7 days to go, and the voting ends. Just a kind reminder. Next thing is to discuss the external jurors thing. As you may remember, it was a couple of weeks ago when we discussed the possibility to attract the external jurors from other subgovernances, namely starting with DevX subgovernance, and to help us assessing the smart contracts part. And finally, I created the document that just establishes such an opportunity for us. And it's very short, actually, but still it is something that needs to be tackled with attention. Yeah, and I invite everyone just to review this document. And if I missed something here and that you think it is important, so please do not hesitate to just leave your feedback there, or just you may write me directly. And if it's okay, so I propose to run it for voting tomorrow or on Monday. And in this case, we will have the opportunity to attract additional jurors starting from the next 2 contests, which are namely stablecoin contest and the contest for Ethereum Bridge Stage 2. So, and we will already be enjoying the additional brains in our team who will help us to improve the quality of the solutions. And last but not least topic on the agenda is the one that I named bug bounty. So this is a topic for discussion today, and let me just ignite the intro, and I would like to hear your opinions as well. So we have a lot of highly complex technical solutions being developed within DeFi subgovernance, and this is something that really needs to be debugged. Definitely, there's no source code without bugs, you know, and our main target is to make it as have as low number of bugs as possible. And as you remember, normally in our technical contest, there is a last stage named security audit, but before security audit will be performed, I think it is will be a good idea to run a bug bounty program on any solutions that being developed within the DeFi subgovernance. So I have for now no idea of what the prizes should be, or should it be recurring, or maybe fixed contest, or should it last 1 week or 1 month. I just strongly believe that it's something that we really need. Okay, so I would like to hear your opinions on that. Please raise your hands. Yes, Alexei, please. You were the first.
Actually, I'm thinking, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is it possible to make a bug bounty program like repeating every month or maybe every half of year? Because usually from a practice, bugs appears not from during the starting period of using the software. They are appearing from time to time during whole life cycle of the software. So what do you think about creating bug bounty, repeating this program contests, and assign such rewards that will make some broken the software and no economically effective? I mean, if some guy will find a bug, for him it will be much easier, faster, and economically reasonable to report it instead of trying to make something wrong with the software. This is my point.
Yes, I agree that bug bounty is something that's normally run on in a repeated way, and there is, of course, should be the different rewards for different severity of bugs. Meaning that, for example, if a guy found some 0-day bug within the code and reported it, so it should be duly rewarded because it really affects the whole ecosystem.
Yes,
Yes.
I have an idea. I want to attract Immunefi to our DeFi ecosystem. We are professional in different bug bounty program in different blockchain and DeFi system. It's one of portfolio company of our member of our subgovernance, and I think Zurab can create intro with their team, and maybe we can get any consultation from them and run program. And for example, in our program, we can create budget reward for it. And we can use not only Tom Crystal, we also can use Bridge governance token, Dex's governance token, and etc. I think it will be very interesting because nobody know how many this token will cost in some months. And maybe it will be big money, maybe it will be nothing. Let's see. But I think it will be interesting create budget from Tom Crystal and from project governance tokens.
Yeah, sounds really good. I'm looking through it, so it's very interesting one.
Can I raise my hand?
Yes, Fabrice, please.
So
Please,
I don't know if there is a button in the interface of Zoom, but I haven't seen it, so I raise my real hand. Actually, we had a discussion in the formal verification sub-governance about the bug bounty too, and I was wondering if it would not be better for Freeton to have just one bug bounty program for all sub-governances instead of multiple ones. Because if I find a bug somewhere, then if I don't know too much about the sub-governances, then I won't know exactly to which sub-governance I should go. And having just one bug bounty program for all Freeton, where then the jurors can decide, oh, this bug bounty is about this subject, then we will send the email to this sub-governance is sometimes better than to have multiple ones. Well, I don't know if it is easily feasible, but I think it would be better.
Well, at least there may be one touch point for such bounty programs and describing where you should go to participate in it. Speaking for Freeton, so we have actually different budgets for different sub-governances, and there are a number of sub-governances that are really developing something and who require some bug bounty, really. So this is DevX, DeFi, and some others, but DevX and DeFi are the most intensive ones. Sergey, if I understand this right, so Immunefi will publish all our bounty program on their website, right? And
yes, as Rob told to us, it's number one in this market. For different bounty program, they have different mechanics for it, and they have a hackers community who are working with it. And I think it will be a very good stage from our side. Start work with Immunefi, and we can attract hackers from Immunefi community.
Sounds really good. Any other ideas, guys, please? Raise your hands and say something. Yes, Mili, please.
Hi. Could you try to imagine? Could you try to say some? What would be the size of prizes in Immunefi system? Because I see the $1.5 million on the first place. What do you think about our bug bounty programs in DeFi sub-governance, which we can publish here?
I think we can create budget up to $100K in tons and in governance token, and because we are not Delta now, we need some time for Freeton and for our project to be big, and before we're not big, it's I think it's maximum, and it's not. And it's program not only for one bug in one project, it's a program for different bugs in our products.
Okay.
Yeah, and on average, you see it is up to 50K normally. So it's only on the first page the most lucrative ones, but the majority has the maximum bounty of 50K. Sorry, what's wrong with my tongue today? Yeah. And the figures should be really discussed. So it's not the answer that we can give right now. So
yeah, sure.
Let's propose and discuss. So and finally, we will just find something fair. I want to remind just we had several bounty programs in Freeton already. So it was for the app server and the one for TonSurf, and the prices there were up to 35K, I guess. So Mita may know a bit better. by the way, Mita, how did they go? So actually, were you happy with the results? And maybe you can just propose to us, suggest to us something
on the bug program.
On the bug bounty,
Bug bounty? Yeah, we actually during the summer time and now with Rust Cup we have a bug kind of bug bounty running in parallel with the contest, and it was very good. I mean, there were some bugs found, and we already have some bugs found during this contest as well. So I don't know. I had just this experience, so that worked well.
Do you have something that you would like make better if you had the chance? So for us to learn from you.
Yeah, well, again, in terms of no, I think that again, if you want to we work with the same community that participate in the contest. So they participate in the contest. During participation, they kind of figure out there is a bug here, there's a bug there. They report the bugs. And we kind of pay them after that in a kind of running. Then after the contest, we kind of collect all the data and kind of getting reward structure for that.
Okay.
Just classifying the bugs during the severity and have a table, with all the bugs, with all who reported them, what the severity is, and then kind of the prize pool is divided. I really don't know how to best organize that. It can be organized in very different ways. We can have a ongoing bug contest, as Fabrice said. In parallel, we can run special contests for particulars, like bugs, to find bugs in particular solutions. I don't think it's one conflicting another. And of course, you need to just account that you have like two in parallel or whatever. So you should say that the one bug cannot be submitted into two or three or so on. But other than that, I don't know. That's I think it's open. Kind of everyone should decide what's better for particular. I mean, because different software, different solutions have different probably ways to approach, like the bug bounty program, I guess. That's why I don't think that we just can have one program that covers it all for all the cases, because there are a few cases that are very can be very different. For example, if you just run a bug bounty program for just general bugs and in smart contracts and in software, and then you have the validators contest, it should, people will not report the bugs in the general program because they won't think it fit, or the requirements for bug reporting will be different and stuff like that. So for us, it's still worthwhile to run a separate, contest for the validator contest bug bounty, for example. Nevertheless, despite the fact that we may have a general program.
Can we somehow at least classify such bug bounty programs and at least say
in advance?
Maybe in advance, maybe based on the current experience.
For example, we're now releasing the security card that we have, right? And security card we already released, by the way, several open source software tools for the security card in our repository. I don't know, we didn't really announce that, but you can actually see that it's there. The security card now is ready to be shipped to the developers, more or less. And of course, we need to run a bug bounty program, but that's a very specialized, very specific bug bounty program for this particular device, for this particular libraries. We want to look into particular things. Like there is a process that we developed for delivery of the card, the man-in-the-middle stuff, the special security system of ensuring that the card cannot be tampered with over the whole, not only delivery process, but also manufacturing process. And that is that technology we definitely want to, to test and hackers to find bugs. And I think that we will run a special kind of bug bounty contest just for that, because again, it's a very special thing. It requires very special people to do that, like people who can go and try to side channel attack the card itself and whatnot. Like it's not the same people who hack the smart contract code. It's different people. It has different requirements. It should be also different prices, I think.
Okay. Yeah, and this is actually what I would like to hear. So at least to kind of frame that we have bug bounties programs, I don't know, for smart contracts, bug bounty for validator nodes, bug bounty for something else, and there will be a fork of prizes starting, I don't know, for finding bugs in public interfaces like, I don't know, Ton Live or Ton Explorer or whatever. So it will be from 500 to 5,000, for example. And for finding bugs in validator nodes, it will just give from 1,000 to 100,000. So at least to facilitate and standardize kind of such contests. So to have a system on how to run it.
Definitely you can do that. Definitely you can do that. And definitely you can, of course, there will be like more, I think, categories, but you definitely can formalize such categories, like system smart contracts. That's a very specific category, which definitely is critical for the whole system, like bug in the protocol, right? The bug in virtual machine, the bug in compilers, the bug in you can specify these kind of things and run that forever in parallel. But it doesn't cancel for me the specialized.
Definitely.
That's all I said. I mean, nothing.
Yeah, I just addressing this because we see a lot of comments from the community that this or that price is not fair. Yeah, because in one contest has this price and this contest it has another price. Of course, it's always can be disputed and whatever. But if we have a system that says that for such kind of contest we have the price fund from this to that, it will be really transparent for people, and they will understand all the conditions better.
Well, we are now working with Andrei Elashin on enhancing the draft 4 of the BFTG, where we actually run a lot of thought into that of how you actually price the contest. Price pool the contest, how you calculate the price pool. Can you do that automatically? Like what the input should be to calculate that, and so on and so forth. And there is a solution which we will propose in the draft 4 of BFTG. Now I will publish it probably by Monday, where you only need to categorize what would you pay in tokens for the best possible solution to this problem. And what is the time duration that you want to kind of have that solution when? And from that, we will construct everything else, like all the rest of the contest, price pool, jury remuneration, the jury voting time, everything will be calculated from that. Now, then, since there are tags attached to each of the contests in BFTG, you then can kind of collect statistics for the particular tag on usually what are the parameters of the particular tag. And we're talking about that there. So actually you can then parameterize tags on base of this, the contest that you run and how successful they were, because we actually can measure the success of the contest in reverse so then you will have tags and usual price pool attached to them, usual kind of the cost of the best solution on that tag, and so on. So you can kind of construct things based on that. Of course, they are not absolute, and you always can change that.
This is just to give some reasonable.
But you have you will have some stats. You will have some data attached to each of these. So in a way, that will kind of mitigate what people say it's not fair, whatever, or time is not enough, or whatever they say usually. And
definitely.
right. So of course, it's again, it's not some kind of rule that you cannot change, but at least you will have some guidelines, and people will have some guidelines to look at this retrospectively and say, okay, so that's probably fair because it's in line with what, you know, most of the time with, you know, community pays for that, and that the results are good, you know. And good results means we have some, you know, submissions, at least 3-5 submissions for the contest. And the results of the contest are usually in the high numbers of, say, you know, the submissions marks, jury marks. Then you can say, okay, so this was a successful contest. And we run this contest constantly, like in this tag, and we have, you know, usually successful contests with this parameter. So you can say, okay, you can say community, this is fair parameters because we have the stats.
Okay. Fabrice, you wanted to say something?
Well, I just wanted to say that you instead of attaching the prices to the software, maybe you could attach it to the impact of the attack. So, for example, you would have an amount of tokens for if the attack is could block the whole blockchain, for example. Another one, if people can use it to steal tokens to people. And so forth. You could, instead of saying, well, if it is on Ton Life or in this place, well, any attack on any website that is used by the community a lot, and that could be used to make people believe something or to do, well, to take tokens from, for example, from Extraton. I think the idea is not that they can attack this software or this other software. It's whether they can steal tokens, whether they can block the network, whether they can block one validator or well, do targeted attacks. I would the amounts would be different from that point of view instead of the software that it is being attacked.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, and we actually discussed this with our team that, in fact, the motivation for reporting the bug should be enough for a guy to report instead of exploit. So, yeah, this is the sad truth. Yeah. So, and if there is a protocol which in which there are, I don't know, millions of dollars locked. So, and the guy finds a zero-day vulnerability that he can easily exploit to just take out this money. So he should be rewarded for not doing this and reporting it timely. Yeah. So it's complex issue. Any other opinions, guys? 3, 2, 1. No. Very good. Now it's a time for open discussion. So, and one more topic that I didn't include actually on the agenda, but I wanted to share some idea with you and just get your feedback as well. What do you think if we try to insert a short just news digest inside our weekly call, covering maybe some most crucial events in the DeFi sphere, not only in Freeton, but also in Ethereum and other networks. What do you think about this?
Yes, it's one of the goals DeFi Alliance team, because all funds have internal digest, and we are talking about inside that we need to create combined digest and provide it. And I think we can do Ignat responsible for the task. And
okay.
Yes, and we will solve it in this format.
Yeah, I propose just a brief format, maybe 10 minutes, devote not more than 10 minutes during each call to just tell the major news and explain why is it important, actually, because
I think it's about text and links formats, like message in Telegram.
Okay. So we can just publish this in the group of the DeFi governance.
Yes.
Okay. Any other opinions, guys? No. Okay. Then thank you everyone for attending, and I wish you a nice weekend and see you next week then. Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.